Take us through that. SK win.
Thank you very much, D-Man. Game 2 here, SK takes it once again. Krepo, your vision on picks amends. We did saw Twitch coming in. You said it had to be career level Twitch to be good, but Candy Panda did pretty well.
He did well, but I was actually surprised they didn't just pick up Tristana there, because you would expect Roccat to first pick Tristana because they needed it so badly because they were uncomfortable on all the AD carries. They ended up picking Maokai, and then SK reacted with Morgana and Kha'Zix. I do think picking Kha'Zix is good there because Jankas played it well. Svenskeren obviously did well with first game, did well again this game. But why don't you just pick Tristana, put Selaver on uncomfortable AD carry and win the game that way? Because he was doing well. He was 2-0-2 at one point, and Roccat could have snowballed this game.
Yeah, could have, but didn't. I mean, this was super interesting pick and ban phase, the way that it played out, and you can talk about all the different options. It's not often a team goes, we have a counter for Kassadin, and it works. But it did this time around, arguably not because of the composition, but because of Rockat's play style. You know, as they got into the game, it was very aggressive. There was lots of team fights, and that Dragon Pit and the River is just completely running red with blood, because every single time the Dragon was up, these two teams went ham over and over and over.
The fact that so many of these fights revolved around Dragon makes it as a good indicator that both of these teams have really subpar vision control and are not playing the map correctly, because they're literally not pushing any objective other than a Dragon, because there's no way for them to move around the map well enough to do it. It just boils down to, oh, we ran out of wards, oh, the Dragon Pit's dark, yeah, let's try a bait and let's see if it works, and whoever team fights better and more aggressively or doesn't clump up will win. And it's kind of sad, because I don't think in the first 30 minutes of the game, Roccat got a ward over the halfway point of the river, ever. Maybe one time, and you need deep vision. If you have a mobility boost Thresh, send your Tristana mid, she has a Shiv, let her go mid, Kassadin go bottom, support and jungle, roam around together, put those deep wards in, and then like play the map. League is so beautifully, just do it.
Well, you guys are mentioning the Dragon, and let's take a look at one of the Dragon fights, and I actually want to set this one up because Roccat was ahead, which is against all odds. You have a late game comp, yet the Tristana and the Kassadin already have kills. By all means, with the Rod of Ages completed, you should be able to do something here.
Yeah, the next Dragon fight coming in is actually really interesting. Is that replay on the screen right now?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Great, wonderful. If we roll that clip right now, we're going to see the hook miss, and right there, like, it just missed, and this is how Enrated wins this Dragon fight, by the way. So Rockat's clumping in the corner, looking for a pick with a hook, but right before they throw it, Enrated walks up and gives vision and sees Drake is not being done. That's a clear indicator that SK is like, oh well, damn, they're not doing the Drake, they must be baiting. And you see Svenskeren shift his movement pattern right at that second. Hook misses, Cocoon misses, they're clumped up, and yeah, if you roll the clip, you're going to see what's going to happen right away. SK is in prime position to capitalize on this. They've been playing really aggressive. Jez is going around to the side. Candy Panda opens up. There's no zone. Selaver gets popped as well, and this is exactly what Roccat needs. They need to pop the priority targets. SK needs rather pop the priority targets, go in and just blow them up. And it's really unfortunate because Roccat had such a big lead, and they lost it by grouping up with not enough vision control.
Jez is as well, going around the back of the pit, coming over the back wall just to jump onto the target. This wasn't the first time, it wasn't the last time that he did that.
No, it wasn't the last time, and I actually want to showcase it immediately at the second Dragon fight. We wanted to show Jez's extremely good play, extremely good positioning, and actually tag teaming with Freddy.
Yeah, so, you know, this next Dragon fight comes later in the game, and by this point, SK have already won a couple of fights back to back. They put some kills on the board, and it feels like they're gaining some control of the game because they're punishing Rockat's mistakes. What I really want you guys to keep an eye on is Jez's positioning. I said at the beginning of the day, Jez is the player to watch. If you give him Ahri, he's going to ruin your day. Roll the clip out, and Selaver's doing what in theory is the right thing. He's sticking behind his tank line, he's sticking behind his players, but they didn't anticipate that Jesus was going to come through the river because of the poor warding that you were talking about, Krepo, and Candy Panda just gets a free team fight.
Yeah, the fact that Jesus plays so far forward, even with a squishy mage, yeah, maybe he just goes 1-for-1, but he'll dragging the enemy team with him, and this gives free reign for Candy Panda. You need at least 2 or 3 people to take down a Twitch. If there's not 2 or 3 people, there might as well be 0, because he'll just tear through your team, and that's exactly what Zezes is doing. He's basically a damage run and a distraction at the same time, and he's coming from the flank, and Roccat doesn't ward their flanks, so he's playing really well.
So, Trevor, I would actually like to talk to you about that a little more. As you said, Jez has gotten better, and it's such a testament when he used to play those super safe champs. You have the Ziggs, you have the Orianna. Now he plays Ahri, he jumps directly into the fight. He relies on his reflexes to flash out and dash back in. That's such stride.
Look, it's very good decisional play. I'm going to be very hypercritical. He misses a lot of charms.
Yeah.
But he's always in the right place. whenever he is playing Ari, he's very rarely jumping into the middle of the team fight and instantly dying. He does find his targets, he does pick the right moment to jump in, and you could argue if he applied the same decision-making to the likes of a Kassadin, which was available, he could do something very similar. But I just think that's a testament to SK's playstyle. They are generally very smart, they do handle their team fights and their positional play well. And I hate saying it because we've been saying it all week long and for the last couple of weeks, that both of these teams have had good and bad vision moments. Believe it or not, during the regular split, Roccat actually had the highest amount of wards placed. As hard as that may be to believe after the last couple of games. But SK, they are not, and if they did, they could be doing much better.
Even better, actually. Finally, and as we go into the next game, we saw it there on the screen. Veggie was basically screaming at Roccat, probably saying, you know, what happened there, because we had a clear-cut plan. It must be very hard on them. That's 2-0 down already.
And you never know if Rocket's not doing what their coach is telling them, or if the coach is telling them the wrong things, or they just don't understand, or they don't see the opening. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I think really in this case, the opening was Tristana's fed right, so is Kassadin. What you do is you put your Tristana mid, she will be your wave clear. You have this mobile, high-range assassin in bottom that can just assassinate anybody or just roam around, and that's the way you open up the map. Tristana stays mid. This allows Thresh to roam with Moby Boots, joined by their jungler. They can get deep vision, and that's how you open the map up. I really hope Roccat learns from this and sees we don't need to stick to our traditional lanes so long, because it is mid game. AD carry doesn't have to be bottom. Mid laner doesn't have to be mid. Spice it up, get deep vision, and control the game that way, because they can get their leads, but they're just not using them.
So just very, very quickly, you know, I'm seeing Krepo's line because he said this backstage. Roccat played better in game 2 than they did in game 1. They were making calls. Were those calls good?
Some of them.
Some of them, correct. But the fact of the matter is, they were making calls, they were following them. In game 1, they were near non-existent. Roccat needs to just settle their nerves. They've got nothing left to lose. If they don't relax and pick
Except
up a win now, well, at this point in time, they're basically out.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
They literally just have to forget all of it. I mean, Veggie is so animated. And I just think as a team, they literally have to shake off, forget everything, and just go balls to the wall. It'll work, and maybe you'll get another game. If not, you're out.
Yeah, all or nothing. That's what they have to do now. For now, though, we're going to check in with you guys at home, because at the start of the show, we asked you to tell us, with so much on the line today, which player do you think will make the biggest impact on today's third place match, and why? The first one is from @JoshuaM.Rock. SK seems to succeed or fail based on how well Jessis plays and what picks he gets. It all rides on him. #no pressure.
Yep, called it.
Yep.
I completely agree. I actually think Jessis has a fairly limited champion pool in what he does extremely well. Like his Ari is very good. I believe his Orianna is very good. His Ziggs. But then it falls off very quickly. So if you do decide to ban him out, we've seen him play Zed, and it's not that great.
The second one is from @StormOfPeace. Candy Panda has been the backbone of SK, making plays and keeping a great performance throughout the games. Once he gets rolling, it's over, and he didn't even have to step up that much. He has to just play the game.
Well, he did well. Some of those fights, positional play was good. Twitch can be an engager when the enemies are in a position. We saw that in one Dragon fight. Candy Panda saw the enemy out of position. He didn't wait for somebody else to engage. He said, okay, I'm going to pop my ulti. This will start a fight that will win regardless. I just hope SK sticks to their strategy. Ban Kog'Maw, pick Tristana early, and then force Celiver on an uncomfortable AD carry.
The next one is from @BuffetE7. I think Jankos will make the biggest impact today with his aggressive playstyle. He will carry Roccat through this series. That is something we could have said after yesterday's games, but not been able to show up that much today.
Not just yet. There is still time. If he does get an early first blood, maybe there could be the confidence that Roccat need to pick up this third game and hopefully take it longer in the series.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, you can always stay in the conversation by tweeting @LOL Esports and using the hashtag LCS. We're going to distort out of here for a little bit. Or are we? Yes, we are. Game 3 starts right after this.